So I think I'm about to lose some friends when I make this video. This is unpopular advice. This is gonna break some people's hearts, and I know it is. I'm about to destroy, or at the very least, put down this strategy of ghosting. What is this strategy of ghosting? This is especially popular in Google Ads, and this is something that I thought of for myself before I got into Google Ads that I thought would be really effective. My name is Max Sinclair. I am the founder of Snowball Creations. I run paid ads for all types of businesses, e-commerce and B2B. And so this is something that I live in every single day.
Wow, right? Yeah, great, amazing.
So what is ghosting? This is basically chasing after your competitors. Let's say, for example, you're a bamboo toothbrush company. So a nice eco-friendly toothbrush. You want to start doing Google Ads to promote your new bamboo toothbrush. And so your thinking is, okay, there's my bamboo toothbrush, and then there's loads of other bamboo toothbrushes in the market. Let's say there's Bambooey is the other competitor that you're trying to fight against. And so you think, if somebody's searching for Bambooey toothbrushes, then you're about to win, because what we can do is put keywords in for Bambooey with a double E at the end, let's say. And so we think to ourselves, awesome, this is going to go so much better because those people are looking for a bamboo toothbrush, and we know that they are, and we can directly steal from this competitor for people that have already searched for their brand name, and now we're going to get shown first. So this obviously makes sense for a lot of reasons. That person is genuinely, definitely looking for a bamboo toothbrush. The reasons why it does work are strong, but Google Ads, especially more than anywhere else, has some big, powerful weights against this. But ultimately, to cut to the chase, doesn't actually work that often. So one of them is, firstly, this is actually nothing to do with Google Ads. This is just a business logic. If somebody is looking for Bambooey toothbrushes, they're looking for this particular brand, they have made that decision. It's very difficult to then switch them away from that decision. Ultimately, they're moving towards it. They've likely already had some interactions with that brand, or maybe they really like that brand anyway, and that's why they're searching for it. So you're already actually competing against somebody that's already made a decision, versus, let's just say, bamboo toothbrush as just a normal keyword. That person has not made the decision. They are just looking generally for bamboo toothbrushes. So when you have a choice between those two, and unless you have a huge ad budget, you have to make choices all the time in Google Ads. So the better quality one would be the person that's not made that choice yet. So that's more of a business decision. But the other really big important one in Google Ads is Google is actually relatively honest in some formats with what it tries to push through its ads. Ultimately, it's a search engine trying to give the best result to its users, and if Google really fails at that, its entire business will wilt and die, because people not getting the results they're after from Google, they will look elsewhere and that business will just disappear. So the ads as well, they get the average, on average, is around 46% of clicks go to paid ads. So if the paid ads are terrible and Google just lets people do whatever they want, then that's going to mean that 46% of clicks end up going to the wrong places, users are let down, and so the entire experience goes badly. So how do they solve this? They solve it with quality score. So quality score is essentially kind of combining, or ad rank, there's different parts to this, but let's just say quality score to keep it simple. It's combining things like the actual ad itself. So if your ad says bamboo toothbrushes and the keyword is bamboo toothbrushes, then that's a very good ad for that particular thing. And you know, there's lots of other factors to that, but that's a simple version of it. And then also the landing page is another big part to this. Oh, hey, if you haven't already, could you hit that like and subscribe button? Because it makes me so happy. Honestly, it gives me the happiest of moments. So how good is that landing page for that particular phrase? So bamboo toothbrushes, you probably mention that keyword multiple times through the page. There's pictures of it. There's all sorts of information to suggest that this is correct for it. Also, what does the user do when they go to that landing page? So ultimately, like, Do they just turn up and then instantly leave? That's a signal that it actually wasn't what that person was looking for. Or do they hang around? They even go through and make a conversion? All of these other factors suggest actually that person was looking for whatever was on that page. So Google sees all of this, and then it incorporates that into the quality score. And so this, and the last kind of factor that they look at, which is really important, is ultimately just click-through rate. So when they see that advert, how many people of 100 impressions click on that ad over the other ads? So this process is building up this quality score. And so when you compare bamboo toothbrushes, you're on a level playing field because that person has not made the decision yet. However, bamboo toothbrushes or any competitor of yours, they will crush you because think about each of those different steps we've just talked about. Firstly, the click-through rate. You have your advert for Bambooni toothbrushes, which is a terrible name for a bamboo toothbrush. Bambooni toothbrushes, you have your advert. And then there's Bamboo toothbrushes, which is very likely above you, which I can talk about soon. That is going to compete against you when somebody's searched for their brand name, not yours. So imagine how much more likely people are to click on theirs. So the click-through rate is going to be drastically better for that brand over yours. And so firstly, the click-through rate is way better. And then the actual ad itself is relevant to them far better. And then when we get to the website, the brand's name is going to be the website domain. So the actual URL itself is going to be correct. The entire page is going to be filled with Bambooey instead of Bambooni. And so all of these factors are correct. People looking for Bambooey toothbrushes are obviously going to be much happier and are going to be much more likely to convert into conversions and go to other pages in the website. So every single factor is going to make the quality score very high. Quality scores for brand names, especially within Google Ads, can be the ones that end up at 8, 9, or 10 quality score. If you're going on a competitor quality score, it very often, if I was Bambooni and I was trying to get Bambooey as a keyword, that very often might end up at like 1 to 3 quality score, like the bottom of the bucket, just terrible quality scores. And so the way quality scores work are, if you're bidding £1 and Bambooey is bidding £1 on their own one, then you've got a quality score of 1, they have a quality score of 10. The simplest way to think of it is just multiply the quality score by the bid, and then that's what the kind of your score is against theirs. So if you have £1, they have £1, they have a quality score of 10 and you have a 1, you have a £1, you have 100 points. They have 10 times £1, they have 1,000 points. So you're competing, you're just crushed by them. So you'll always be second to them. Even if you bid £2, you've only got 200 points, they still have 1,000 points. So you essentially have to bid massively higher to try and compete with them. They can bid a pennies ultimately on what you're spending to try and get that traffic and be shown above them. And so it's extremely expensive, it's very inefficient, and in many cases, it's just not good keywords. So it's these factors, it's ultimately that the quality score is so horrendous, ultimately that decision has already been made that they want that brand, that actually ghosting your competitors' keywords is more often the case ineffective. We have some clients that have found some success with it, but they're normally clients with much bigger budgets that can kind of go in these peripheries and be happy to spend a little bit more money to get these conversions. But the reality is more often the case than not, most clients that I try it with, because most clients want to try it, because this is one of the most common kind of ideas that people come up with for themselves, it doesn't work. So as a lesson from me to you, just leave it. Focus on the keywords which are more relevant and where users have not made that decision for themselves and where you can get strong quality scores. I hope this has been helpful. Sorry if I've broken any hearts with this advice. I know it's a favorite strategy. I came up with it myself way before I did any Google ads, and everybody thinks of it. So I hope you don't leave us. If you haven't had your heart broken, please do hit that like and subscribe button. And I wish you luck, and I will see you next week.